Heartburn and dementia are new findings of concern. Older adults who are prescribed certain heartburn medications for years have a heightened risk of developing dementia, according to a new research. Now, this hits home because I've got this issue in my own family, and I keep telling this person that they should not be taking these PPIs long-term, but they don't listen. Well, here's one more study. The study published on August 9th in the Journal of Neurology is the latest to point to potential hazards from prolonged use of medications called proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs. Prescribed and sold over the counter, they include such well-known brands such as Nexium, Prevacid, and Prilosec. They rank among the top-selling medications in the United States. It's all about the money, you guys. Research found that among 5,700 older U.S. adults, those who use PPIs for 4.5 years or more had a 33% greater risk of developing dementia than their counterparts. Importantly, the study did not include over-the-counter versions of the PPIs. The PPIs have been long prescribed to treat reflux disease, or also known as GERD, where the stomach acid chronically escapes into the esophagus, causing regular bouts of heartburn and other symptoms. Now, the misconception is that, oh, if I'm getting heartburn and acid coming up my esophagus, that means I have too much stomach acid. Well, it's actually the opposite. You don't have enough stomach acid, and the stomach acid isn't doing its job, and it's actually getting too high in a pH, and that's causing it to come up. We'll talk about that in a minute. But in recent years, studies have linked these long-term PPI use to a slew of increased health risks, not just dementia, but heart attack, kidney disease, SIBO, and gut issues, of course, and premature death. In 2016, a highly publicized study suggested that dementia could be added to the list. Some minor side effects of short-term use of these drugs: headaches, dizziness, rash, diarrhea, nausea, flatulence, constipation. Now that all goes along with the gut situation with SIBO, and it's because these drugs cause an issue with your acid. They reduce the acid in your stomach, and that acid is supposed to be so high to kill off the bugs that we're swallowing and taking in with our food, the viruses, the bacteria that we're not meant to have. That's the reason our stomach acid needs to be so strong. And you take that away, you're going to get a lot of other symptoms. Long-term usage may lead, like I mentioned, chronic kidney disease, bone fractures, dementia, pneumonia, vitamin B12 deficiency, a lot of issues. So there's a lot of talk about the connection between these PPIs and a lack of nitric oxide in the body and dementia. No one's talking about this. And it only makes sense, since a lack of nitric oxide leads to impotence, right? That's why we need Viagra. And it manifests in other issues related to low circulation. So low circulation to the brain would make sense that it would lead to dementia. And you add in the fact that processed foods are the foods that cause GERD, or acid reflux, in the first place, and are the same foods that may lead to dementia and other chronic diseases. How interesting. So which came first, the chicken or the egg? Regardless, we want to address the heartburn naturally so we can get off the medications and prevent dementia. So how do you address heartburn naturally? The first thing to do, eliminate the processed foods. The processed foods are often associated with the increased risk of heartburn and GERD for several reasons. The high fat content. The many processed foods, such as fried and fatty foods, are known to relax the lower esophageal sphincter and the muscle that separates the stomach from the esophagus. And when that happens, the stomach acid can flow back up into the esophagus, leading to heartburn. Spices and additives in these foods and the enhancers can irritate the stomach lining, trigger heartburn. and then also the acidic ingredients. The processed foods are super acidic, like tomatoes and citrus fruits can also contribute to an increase in stomach acid production and worsen the symptoms. Carbonated beverages make things worse, and refined carbohydrates, such as the sugary snacks and desserts, they can lead to a rapid spike in your blood sugar level, and this can stimulate the production of stomach acid and potentially worsen the heartburn. And then, of course, portion size. When you end up eating these processed foods, there's no CCK trigger from the gut to the brain, like I've talked about, to tell your brain, I've had enough food, because you're not getting the good amino acids and the omega-3 fatty acids in the processed foods, which then leads to overeating, which then leads to your stomach being literally bloated and full of food that is causing this acid to come up. Makes sense. You don't have to be a scientist to figure this out. And there's a lack of fiber. So the lack of fiber plays a role, fiber in itself plays a role in digestion and can help prevent heartburn by promoting healthier digestion. So we need to eliminate the processed foods, but that's easier said than done. And I've talked about processed foods and how it literally is an addiction. Food is the number one addiction that we are facing now. And that's why I always turn to the number one supplement, accelerated keto, to help reduce your sugar cravings, help you intermittent fast. When you're fasting, the body reduces inflammation and starts to clean up that junk, including the balance of the pH in your stomach and the gut bacteria. It will also suppress the appetite, so you're able to intermittent fast. And what's so amazing is the accelerated keto has these cofactor ingredients, including the mucal and the tricatu, that help break down and digest fats and increase that spark for digestion. And both of these things will help with GERD. It's also going to help with your mental focus. So it's going after that dementia that we're trying to prevent, right? So being in ketosis, your brain is getting that clean burning fuel that is actually reversing and helping to reverse any damage and get your brain in a good way. Get rid of that brain fog and help get rid of the sugar cravings, help you intermittent fast, increase your metabolism, help with weight management and all of those things. But the extra ingredients in it are literally the sparks that help with the digestion and the fire. And tricatu literally means 3 pungents. And what that means is it's got ginger, black pepper, and long pepper that are help to digest your food and increase the absorption of ketones so that your metabolic rate goes up. So that would be the number one, because we need to get rid of the dietary foods that are causing the problem. And the easiest way to make that switch is to get on the accelerated keto. But the first supplement to help with actually the digestion is MegaGuard. It's a digestive aid that combines licorice and artichoke and some ginger to promote normal digestion, regular stomach acid, and maintain healthy H. pylori levels, and reduce the occasional digestive discomfort like gas and bloating and the GERD and the acid reflux. So that's why I love the MegaGuard. You just take one with every meal. It really works well. Mega IgG 2000 is a supplement that I like to say it cleans up the junk in the digestive tract, but it also helps with the toxins that can cause issues with your acid reflux. So people really notice a difference when they're doing that. Then my gut superhero, the detox powder. I love this. It literally balances the doshas as you talk about in Ayurvedic medicine. It helps soak up the poisons, alcohol, other toxic chemicals, supports digestive health, helps with regularity and bloating, and helps with just that digestion, reducing the inflammation in the gut. And what I like to do, and this is the GERD recipe, okay, you guys, write this down. I combine the accelerated cellular detox powder with a little apple cider vinegar, some aloe vera gel. You want the whole leaf. The whole leaf is much more soothing and cooling to the gut and helps with with that GERD. And then I add in the Olaloa for some flavor and some accelerated salt. The accelerated salt is very alkaline with over 62 alkaline minerals to help balance out that pH. And then the salt also helps break down fats and helps the liver work better as far as digesting fats and proteins. Part of the issue is that wonderful thing, that spike protein, that has caused issues in our liver and inhibited the fat and protein breakdown. So it's really important to cleanse your liver and do your liver flush a couple times a year. But in general, for short term, to get off the PPIs, what do we need to do? Accelerated keto and get off the processed foods. Focus on that wild animal protein and the vegetables according to the accelerated food guide that I have on my website that I've talked to you guys about. And then you can use the Mega Guard, the Mega IgG, and the accelerated detox powder and make that cocktail when you're in trouble. I end my night with that cocktail and I wake up feeling great. And it really has been that rescue remedy for GERD and getting you off the medications. Guys, even your medical doctors are telling you that those medications are not good for long-term health. Really need to be listening. Don't even go down that path. There are so many natural solutions to this issue. It's not worth it. Hopefully you learned something today. Let me know if I can help you with your health issues. You can contact me directly through the website, SaraBantaHealth.com. Happy to put together a protocol for you. Join the free group coaching on Telegram with the link below. I teach you on a daily basis with tips and tools to enhance your health, and you will be a part of a like-minded group to support you on your journey in addition to truly taking control of your health. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram under Accelerated Health Products, across over 100 channels under Accelerated Health TV and radio show. And my goal is to reach everyone on earth with eyes to see and ears to hear my message of healing. So please help me with that goal and share this podcast with a few of your friends who may need my help. Join us every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, and you can find the supplements I mentioned and all of my podcasts at SaraBantaHealth.com. Use coupon Welcome10 for 10% off site-wide. Thanks again for joining us here and have a great week.